Hey, boys and girls, back where we finished up with our long division last week. Now we're going to do the introduction to some double digit multiplication. Today we're going to start where one of them has a zero. I'm going to show you three different versions of the same equation or the same problem. You notice it's 34 times 60 in all three parts. I'm just going to show you kind of different ways. One is called the area model. One is called partial products, which really math-wise is exactly the same. And this is called our standard algorithm, or kind of the regular way to do it. Okay, so with the area model, we kind of take our number and we split it up. The 3 here is really 30. What's going on with the markers? The 3 is really a 30. The 4 is just 4. And then if it was 60 something, we would split the 6 and the other number apart. But since it's 60, we just leave that together. Then it's our same multiplying like you guys are really good with, where you do your one math fact and then count your zeros. So for instance, I'll do this one in a different color. Here, where this and this meet, is 4 times 60. So you do your one math fact of 4 times 6, or 6 times 4, and 6, 12, 18, 24. Plus, I need that 0 on the end. So we get 240. And then if you look to see what would meet in that box, I'll switch color. That helps. You have our regular numbers are 6 and 3. So again, 6, 12, 18. Now, though, I have 1 0 from up here, and I have 1 0 from over there. I need both of those zeros. Here, again, I only had that 1 0 because 4 didn't have a 0. But here I have a 0 in the 30 that has to come down, and a 0 from the 60 that has to come down. And then I would add those two numbers together. 1,800 plus 240. Or there's 10, 2,040. So that's kind of our area model. And it shows the area of this box was 1,800. The area of this box was 240. Then the area of the whole entire rectangle would be 2,040. So same idea happens over here. This is really just the same thing, just the only thing that's different is there's no boxes. We're again going to split the 34 apart. First we do it by 4, then we do it by the 3, but again, just like over on the other side, the 3 is really a 30. And it's actually those same exact numbers. Right? 4 times 6, that's still 24. And then there's still our 1 0 that we need to put on the end. 30 times 60 is actually the same exact math we did over here, again, just without the boxes. We still just do the 3 times 6 makes 18, and then 1, 2 zeros. And then again, we would add them together, switch colors for that. All right, we do 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. 2 plus 8 is 10. And then 1 plus 1 makes 2. Good, so they're really the same exact math problem. Just kind of a different way to look at it. It's really all that's different here. Okay, and same idea happens here. This is just the standard algorithm. We're going to learn kind of this kind of all week. We'll work more on it. There'll be a different number down here. When there's a 0 here, that 0 just comes straight down. I can just put that there automatically. And then I'm really just doing 34 times 6 with a 0 on the end. It's like when we learn, like when you do 7 times 10, right? It's just 7 with that 0. That 0 can come straight down right away. Then it's just 6 times 4. 6 times 4 makes 24. So the 4 goes down, the 2 carries. Again, the same 2 that's over here. 6 times 3 still 18, plus our 2 makes 20. So again, really I just ended up with that same exact amount. Right? Whether it's the area model, again, area model and partial product are the same exact math. Just one has boxes, one doesn't. you're just going to split this number apart. The 34 is 30 and 4. And then you're just multiplying it by your one math fact and then adding the product, the partial pieces. Right? Product is an answer in multiplication. And then standard algorithm is kind of our regular way, which again will get a little more complicated when that becomes an actual two-digit number, but this is a good introduction to it. And I'll show you a couple more examples. Okay, so I'll just show you again the same exact three ideas with a different number. Now I'm going to try 52 times 70. Again, in the area model, you would just break again up the number that's together, 52. You break up into 50 and 2, and then the 70 here would stay together. Again, it's just our one math fact, 7 times 2 and 5 times 2. Right, 7 times 2 makes 14. Switch color. And then we have 1, 0. Again, that's where the 2 and the 70 meet in that box. This box is where 50 and 70 meet. Again, I'll switch colors. Right, 5 times 7. Again, if I'm counting by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that you do your one math fact. 5 times 7 makes 35. And then you count. And then I have 1, 0 from up here and 1, 0 from over there that I need. Again, and then I add those two partial pieces together. Okay, so you just have to kind of break it apart. And then this is kind of where we're putting it back together. And again, I should get that same answer in all three parts. We'll kind of start you off with a little bit of these two, and then by the end of the week, we'll be doing it just kind of this way. Again, 52 times 70. Again, we're going to multiply both parts by 70. And what I'm going to break apart is the 50 and the 2. Okay, and typically we actually do that backwards, but it doesn't really matter. I'll switch it around because that's kind of how we do it when we do it the standard algorithm way. You kind of do the 2 first and then the 50. Ultimately, it's going to be the same thing. Again, 2 times 7, again, is 14, plus the 1, 0 on the end with the tens. And then 5 times 7, 35. And then, again, the 1, 2 zeros to go with it. Again, here we had 1, 0 with the 14, 2 zeros with the 35. And then, again, we add them together. Okay, so they might want, like you're going to have that little box where sometimes we would just write done or already did it, but they might want you to you can put these two in there. It'll say like show your partial products. And then the next one, it wants the answer. Again, here's kind of the standard way to do it, 52 on top, 70 underneath. When we learn it kind of later this week, you would technically go through and do like the zeros first. You do 0 times 2 is 0. Right? 0 times 5 is 0. Then when you go to the 7, you would put a 0 down. Then do 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 5, we figured out was 35, plus 1, 36. Again, I just skipped that line up there because you don't really need it, because you're going to just put nothing there anyway. You just have to remember when you go to that second space to put that 0 as our placeholder, because we have that 0 here. Okay, that's kind of where we're starting. And then again, there's our same exact number. All right, so that's kind of an introduction to the area model, partial products, and the standard algorithm.